Hello, welcome. This video is a little different than my usual old toy, old video game type posts, but I took a trip to Japan, which was a big deal for myself. I'd never been anywhere, and I wanted to show a few things I brought back. I didn't buy a whole lot, but the item on the table now, it is a toy, a new toy, obviously. I only went to a couple new toy stores. I don't know if there were any selling old toys. I didn't come across anything like that while I was there. But I was in Hokkaido. I wasn't in Tokyo. There will be a blog post to go with this, as I often have. There'll be photos of everything I'm going to show here. So this is a diecast car from Takara Tomy, part of the Tomica line. I've shown other Tomica cars that I have from the 80s in a previous video. And of course, this is a new one. I bought this at a Toys R Us. I thought the price was a little high. Diecast cars in general seem to be higher there, even though most things in Japan cost less. So I was a little surprised. This one cost about $9. And the box is more than twice the size of other Tomica cars, the 1/64th scale. So I thought this was going to be a bigger one, but nope, it's the same standard scale. But even the regular cars, they have the black box cars like this, and there's red and white boxes that cost less, but even so, like Hot Wheels in the US costs a little over $1. These all cost the standard ones. I mean, this one was more, but most of them were in the $3 range, so they do cost more. They do have Hot Wheels there, but from what I could tell, they're identical to the US releases, just with a sticker on the back, with some Japanese writing. So I'm a fan of Initial D. Obviously, I wouldn't have bought this otherwise. I was trying not to buy toys while I was there, but I couldn't resist. I like this anime. I only bought this one though. Obviously, this is the main character's car, the Toyota Trueno. But they had other ones. I was tempted to buy the yellow RX-7, but I resisted. And these boxes aren't sealed. I left the flap open a little bit because I didn't want to have to fight with it. It's a little hard to get open. I put the little crinkle in it. It just has some cardboard filler. Because the car is so small, the box is just bigger than it needs to be. Oh, it is a die-cast car. It has the writing, which I believe is Fujiwara Tofu Shop. I don't know if I got that right, but yeah, if you haven't seen the anime, he drives he does deliveries for his family's or his father's tofu shop, which is why it would say that on the side. The doors do open. Interior looks good, but for the price, I would have expected a bit more. Like, the license plate has nothing written on it, which is too bad. It should have matched what the show has. But there it is. I don't know. I just felt like I had to buy myself something, I guess. So I really didn't, other than snack foods, I really didn't bring much back for myself. Mostly gifts. What I'm showing now is mostly for myself, but some are gifts. Here's another item I did buy myself. What about this on the way home? I had 4 flights on the way home, and one of them took me through New Chitose Airport. I apologize if I'm saying things wrong. I'm not positive I pronounce everything correctly. But at this airport, they have a Gundam store, and this is one of the exclusive to Hokkaido items they sell. The other being a t-shirt with the same design. So this is, the original Gundam. I don't know how well you can see it, but behind, there are some text characters, but behind him, there is a map of Hokkaido, which is what makes it a Hokkaido exclusive. I think there's other specialized Gundam stores too. This cost about $6. So of course Gundam's anime as well, and here's another anime related item. This isn't something I bought, this is free. This is from the Japan rail system. So they do stamps. Stamps are like kind of a big deal in Japan. Places you visit might have a stamp. You could have a stamp book. And this is something they handed out at the rail stations in Hokkaido, or at least at the big ones, for getting stamps. Of course, this is Demon Slayer, which is a manga and anime series. I'm not familiar with this one. I know my nephew loves it, but I've never actually seen it. There's the back. So, all the stations are maybe not select stations have stamps like for characters. Now I'm guessing that these are saying what character is which, but I didn't know what was what. I only came across two of the characters, so I just put them in any box. I didn't know where they went. There's a map down here that shows which stations have the characters. I probably could have gone and found more, but it wasn't a big deal to me, and I only actually went, I guess, to two of these stations, maybe one other. My trip was about 11 days, and I rode the rails for 5 days, and then I rented a car for the other 5 days. Because out here, this isn't like most people when you read articles, they're mostly about the Tokyo area, right? There's trains everywhere. Not in Hokkaido. There's a bunch kind of around here because Sapporo's over here, the major city. But when you get out here, which is where I spent 2/3 of my trip, there's just the one track. That's why I rented a car. It was just too hard to get anywhere. And there's no stamps out here. So I was over here for a few days, and then I was out here a lot driving around myself. So didn't really have an opportunity to get more stamps. The stamps on this, you get this blank piece to start with. I just stamped some of the other things. Like, not just rail stations have stamps. Actual buildings you go to, like the Sapporo Clock Tower had its own stamp. Some of these didn't stamp very well, so you can't even tell what they are. This one says BA Tourism Association. So I just put some stamps there. I didn't buy a stamp book. I probably should have, because I did encounter quite a few stamps. Alright, next up, a little Star Wars item. Yeah, it's very little. This came from a gacha machine. If you know what gachas are, then you know what I'm talking about. If not, they're basically like gumball machines, but they have toys in them, and they're not cheap. This one is from Bandai Namco. It came with a little booklet. I don't know what it says. I didn't try to translate it either, but I wanted to do just one. And there's so many, and these machines, they're everywhere. Almost at every store you go to, there's gachas. There's like places. I thought I was going to arcades, basically. It's labeled on like Google Maps as an arcade. You go there, it's just a room full of gacha machines. It's like really floor to ceiling. These things are everywhere, and I think they're overpriced. I only did one, because I was in Japan. I wanted to do something, get the gacha experience, so I got one. This was, I don't remember how much this one was, but they're almost all 400 to 500 yen, which is around $3, $3.50, which is a lot for this dinky thing. I mean, I don't know, maybe it's an inch tall, but I witnessed people buying lots of these things, but there's a huge selection. There's hundreds and hundreds of different things to collect. I came across a Star Wars machine, so I got a Star Wars one because I like Star Wars. And you can see I got a Stormtrooper. Just cool. I was hoping to get one of the main characters, but that's fine. I wasn't going to do it more than once. But they have them for everything. I couldn't find any for Sega, which is what I was hoping to find. I did see PlayStation controllers, like PlayStation 1 through 5. They had little game pads in one of the gacha machines. But it was a lot of some just basic stuff like little dogs, some licensed stuff like One Piece, a lot of One Piece stuff across Japan. So, wide variety of things. You could spend an hour just trying to look at every machine to see what they have. Well, I didn't find really any Sega stuff while I was there. Did find some Nintendo things, of course. Nintendo, very popular. Of course, there's going to be Nintendo items everywhere, but for some reason there wasn't Sega. I saw like Sonic the Hedgehog socks at Don Quixote, and I don't know, that might have been it. I was on the lookout for Sonic, well, not Sonic stuff but Sega stuff, just more like a Dragon in Valkyria Chronicles. That's more what I'm into rather than Sonic the Hedgehog. But I didn't find anything. These I haven't opened. I'm not gonna open them. These are gifts for a friend's kid that likes Mario. My nephews aren't really into Mario, so these are gifts. That's why I'm not opening them. They cost these cost 100 yen each, and they had a lot of stuff. You know, like like these little like I don't know who made these, but you see I can't read much. I can read a little Japanese, but not much. I don't know offhand, but they had like a lot of these same packaging with different licensed things, some stickers, some trading cards, some other things. 100 yen each. As I said, they were all the same. I bought these just because I know my friend's kid likes Mario. They had One Piece. Of course, as I said before, One Piece was everywhere. And other stuff, other anime and other popular licensed things, popular properties. So these here are stickers. This, I think, is just a piece of chocolate. Well, it's a hard candy, but I think it's a piece of chocolate. I saw somewhere it's like 15 yen, which is, it's like penny candy, basically. Alright, let's look at some Pokemon things. These are all my ANA cups. One's not Pokemon. I probably should have taken that out. It's just some other thing about the expo in Osaka. But I flew on ANA Airlines a few times, and they have Pokemon stuff. Like, these are the same cup. These are just on the regular airplane. So there's Pokemon stuff, even if it's not just like this is from an actual Pokemon plane. It had Pokemon artwork all over the exterior of the plane. But both of them had Pokemon stuff inside, and they showed the safety video has Pokemon characters in it. So a lot of Pokemon all over the place. This is, I don't know if it's pronounced Vulpix. I'm not very knowledgeable about Pokemon. I just had to look up what it was. This is the Fire Vulpix, and then this one is the Ice Vulpix. And the airplane actually has half and half. One side of the airplane is painted with this character, and the other half, the other side of the airplane, I didn't know until I landed and got off the plane and saw it through the window, had this painted on the side of it. So of course, they don't, I mean, these cups are what they serve water in. They're meant to go in the garbage. You know, the flight attendant comes around collecting garbage. Everyone's throwing them away. I'm like, I don't have any garbage because I'm keeping everything. That's what I do. Now, I also went to a baseball game, and Captain Pikachu was there. Some kind of Pokemon promotion going on all week, but the game I was at was the only one, I think, that Captain Pikachu was actually at. Obviously, somebody dressed up in a big suit. I wasn't at my seat yet when he was on the field, though. I was trying to take photos as I was walking to my seat. This is something they handed out as I entered the stadium. It's just, they call it a flyer. I don't know, it's just a stand-up. I don't know. It's a picture of Captain Pikachu. That's all it is. There's nothing you can really do with it. It's just more or less like a little poster of Pikachu. Somebody dressed with the hat was there. There was also stuff being given out to young kids. Obviously, I'm an adult. I wasn't going to get one, but they had something, I don't know, it was like another art booklet thing for elementary school age kids. Alright, something else I wanted to get while I was there, and I did eventually find baseball cards. These were hard to find. I thought baseball cards would be everywhere in Japan. You know, there's all those convenience stores. The convenience stores did have some types of trading cards. Once again, I think there was One Piece, some other anime I wasn't familiar with, but not baseball cards. These were not easy to find at all. I went to so many stores, not just for these, but for a variety of things like Yubari Melon Kit Kats, which I couldn't find anywhere. And I went to a lot of convenience stores, a department store, a few grocery stores, tons of gift shops. I found these two packs. It was basically a strip mall, but all by the same company. It was called Tobu's East Mall in Katami. These are from 2023, so they are 2 years old. They had some others, like obviously Tops and Bowman are US brands. I didn't buy the other brands. I couldn't tell exactly what they were. They looked like minor league cards to me, but I could have been wrong. Anyway, so I got these. I did later see more cards, 2025 cards at Toys R Us. That was on my very last day there. I didn't buy any more though. I just was curious. I wasn't gonna buy piles of Japanese trading cards. I am gonna open them now though. I haven't opened them yet. I just figured, well, I'll open them on video. I don't know if anyone cares to see that. I assume they're probably similar to the Topps 2023 design, just with Japanese players. But I don't know what the 2023 design looks like. But probably like this. I don't think I'm going to know who any of the players are. Even though I went to a game, I don't really remember who the players were. I went to, I saw the Sapporo Fighters, full name Nippon Ham Fighters or Neon Ham Fighters, I believe, but they seem to just go by Fighters now. And here one is. There's a guy on the Fighters. And they were playing the Oryx Buffaloes. Not even sure what team this is. It says the Chiba Lot Marines. Alright, I'm just going to flip through them. This is a rookie card of somebody. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to know who anyone is. Although in 2023, I guess maybe Sasaki, Roki Sasaki's not on the Dodgers, would have had a card back then. I don't know if they have any special inserts like this, maybe. It says Topps 50 on it. Yeah, it looks like this is probably an insert. The game I went to was good, but I had to leave early before it ended, and oh, this guy's on the Cubs. I know who he is. Shota Imanaga. Fortunately, I had to leave early because I had to catch a train back to Sapporo. Like Escon Field, it's like more in a suburb of Sapporo. It's a bit of a train ride to get out there, and the station's not right there. You either got to walk or take a shuttle bus. You got to pay for the bus. So I had to make sure I made it, and I made it to the last train, or the train I was trying to get to. And then I got back to Sapporo just in time. Well, I had time to spare, but there was only one train remaining back to Asagawa, which is where I was staying. So that's why I had to leave early. If I didn't, I would have just been stuck. I would have had no way back. And well, after I left, the Fighters had a big comeback and won the game with a walk-off hit in the 9th inning. So I missed that, but the game was fun. The pitcher on the Fighters had, there's another Fighters player. I can't recall if that was the pitcher, I can't remember. But for the first 4 innings, he was throwing a no-hitter. And then the 5th inning, everything fell apart. He actually gave up a grand slam to the 9th hitter in the order. Here's an insert, I think, or a couple. They're very shiny. They're upside down. A Fighters player. And a guy with one name. It looks like Ren. Well, I gotta put this closer to my face to read it. Hey, it's just a single name, Ren. It says infield. It's a first Bowman, which is like the first print, I believe. And I gotta hold it up to my face to read it again. Yeah, it's all in Japanese on the back. I wonder why the front only has the one name. Well, Masahiro Tanaka, he still plays. This guy was on the Yankees for a while. I guess he went back to Japan. I didn't know he was still playing. Okay, well that was fun. So, actually I do have 2 more baseball related items, but they're snacks. So, I only bought them because they had cards attached to them. So this is from Calbee. Rather popular brand. They make a lot of potato snacks, and these are potato chips. It had some kind of special baseball card attached. I'm not going to open the food, and there's no reason to look at that. You can't taste it, so I'm just going to try to get the card off of here. Well, maybe I'll try to open it But the card's still sticky to the bag. Alright, there you go. That's a Fighters player. It's the only team I'm a little familiar with, obviously. Oh, maybe we get 2 cards. Let's see here. I wonder if that's an actual autograph or just a facsimile. I don't know. Well, here is a Fighters guy. There is actually an American, well, a Dominican guy from the Dominican Republic, guy that played for the MLB on the team. Otherwise, it was all Japanese players. So, that's kind of neat. I don't know if that's a real autograph or not, but it's a nice looking card. And this is from Bandai Namco. I don't know what this is. They're just artwork with large heads. I know Bandai Namco makes a baseball video game with the large heads, slightly oversized heads. And the snack is some kind of rice snack, rice crackers. They're like little bits, but Google Translate on the top said rice cracker, so I assume that's what it is. Let's see what we get in here. Yep, guy with an oversized head. Toshiya Sato. It's not a bad looking card. For free. Alright. If you don't like baseball or baseball cards, I'm sorry. Boring part of the video, I'm sure. Alright, the last 2 things I was going to show are just food. Food related. Just thought it'd be a little fun to see. They're just obviously things that are known in America. Japan's known for having a wide variety of Kit Kat flavors. These are the 4 that I purchased while there. I saw a couple others, but not the Yubari melon I was looking for, as I mentioned previously. The Yubari melon is something like native to Hokkaido, and there's a lot of Yubari melon flavored items. I got a bunch of others, a bunch of other candy type things, but no Kit Kats. I couldn't find them. So these are strawberry, chocolate orange, milk tea. Basically, dairy is a big thing in Hokkaido. Milk and butter. Like the ice cream is popular. It's supposed to be really good. And white chocolate is in a lot of products. And this one is has Baskin Robbins on the package, so I guess it was their flavor they're including here, chocolate mint ice cream flavor. Mint is a big thing too, mostly Katami, which is where I stayed for a week. It's called the Peppermint City. I didn't try to translate any of this, but it's a picture of some origami on 3 of them. And something here, maybe a coupon discount or something for Baskin Robbins. There's a lot of American like restaurants and things over there, like McDonald's, KFC, Burger King, Domino's Pizza, Starbucks. There's plenty of American influence, and here's another last thing I'll show. Pringles. This is a package of 3 cans. I have one of the cans here. So this is another Hokkaido exclusive. This is the Hokkaido map. If you go to Japan, you can only buy these in Hokkaido, I think. They're like a gross flavor. I don't know. I didn't try them. I'm not going to. I bought this strictly as gifts. Just giving cans out to a few different people. So it's soy butter scallop. Lovely, right? Okay. So, as I said, there'll be pictures of all these things on the vlog if you want to see them. You could ask me questions in the comments too if you have any about Hokkaido, if you're planning to go there. I mean, I learned a lot while I was there. It was my first time outside of North America, so it was a little overwhelming. I missed one of my connection flights, and I did get stuck actually by Tokyo, but I didn't have time to go into like the city of Tokyo. I was near the Haneda airport, and I just spent the night in Ota City, just kind of just south of Tokyo. I was only there like Sunday morning, and everything was closed when I walked around. But I might be able to answer some questions. So check out the blog. As I said, there'll be pictures of this stuff. Plus, I'm planning on 3 more blog posts related to this trip in the future. So, thanks for watching.